What's going on, Husker Corner? Brandon Holmes here, one half of the College Game Time YouTube channel, a place for the fans, by the fans, dropping fresh college sports content nonstop. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe button there below and follow us on our social media handles so you can stay up to date as we're dropping fresh news and interacting with you guys on the Twitter sphere. All right, Nebraska fans. One of my favorite teams to cover, one of my favorite fan bases out there. Shout out to my man Stephen Costello. Listen, Nebraska has attacked the transfer portal pretty well in this offseason. I think they have probably scoured it and done a better job than just about anybody out there. Matter of fact, I wish recruiting classes actually took into account who the transfer portal as well, or maybe they should have a transfer portal ranking, because I would feel like if that was the case, Nebraska might have the #1 transfer class this offseason. And frankly, I don't think they should be done yet. I think there's a couple names that's looking out there. Listen, they did a great job of attacking some of the problems and the key areas they wanted to bring in. So they brought in 2 big-time quarterbacks. We know Casey Thompson and Chipper Purdy. They were able to bring in some wide receivers. They were able to bring in some defensive backs. They were also able to bring in the #1 JUCO running back in the country. They did a great job, but I think one area they could have addressed a little more, and they did. They touched on it slightly with 2 transfer ins, was the offensive line. Now, as we said, this is a place for the fans, by the fans. We interact with you guys, and a lot of the fans have been clamoring, what is Nebraska going to do about this offensive line that seemed to have plagued them all last season? And there's 2 names within the transfer portal that I think Nebraska should kick the tires on. #1, a guy who's in their current conference, actually is Indiana Hoosiers O-lineman Brady Feeney. Listen, Feeney is he's about 6'4", 6'3", 280, 290 pounds. A guy who retains all of his eligibility. Came in because of that COVID year, didn't play because of COVID, and didn't play a lot this year. But it was a 3-star guy who's actually committed to Rice University in Houston, Texas, right out of high school in the 2020 class. I think it's a guy that should definitely kick the tires on. I mean, he's within conference. Now, I don't know if Indiana has any conference prevention rules that would allow him to transfer within conference, but I think you kick the tires on. And then a guy I really think Nebraska should go look at, and here's why. I'm sending Mickey Joseph, who has done a great job of recruiting the southeastern region of the country. A guy that came from the Southeastern Conference. He understands it. He knows how to recruit those guys. And there's a freshman down there out of little lowly Vanderbilt, Jason Brooks. Jason Brooks stands at 6'4", about 295 pounds, 300 pounds. Freshman eligibility still. 4 years of eligibility, still played a little bit last year, but not enough to lose his redshirt status. Oklahoma State just recently offered, but I think this is a kid, a big body kid who's a tweener. He could play some guard. He played some backup tackle and a little bit of action he saw at Vanderbilt this year. And if I'm Nebraska, man, I'm kicking the tires on some of these guys, because Brooks was a 3-star guy coming out of high school as well. And this is a big body guy that you could put up on the line, a guy who was able enough to go to an SEC program, and people are going to say it's Vanderbilt, still the SEC. So able to get recruited by an SEC program. So he has some talent there as well. And then you don't have to worry about academics because he got into Vanderbilt and because of his freshman eligibility. If I'm Nebraska, man, coming into spring ball, even leaving spring ball, I'm trying to get as many bodies as I can on this offensive line and see what they can do and how they can make it work, because offensive line is going to be critical on what they're able to do on the offensive side of the ball. We know this in and out. One thing about football that doesn't change: defense wins championships, and it's all about what happens in the trenches. Those 2 things are always going to matter in football. Every now and then, you have an anomaly like you had in LSU a couple years ago with Joe Burrow. Offense was electric, didn't matter. But offensive line, defensive line play always matter, and that's just the key area Nebraska really needs to sit on and figure out coming out of spring ball. Is how does the offensive line look? But while they're figuring that out, those are 2 names, especially Jason Brooks, that will kind of kick the tires out on and see, hey, is this guy worth bringing in? Which I think he is. Big body, gives you versatility as a guard, as a tackle, 6'4", 300 pounds, and has all of his eligibility left. I think that's a guy Nebraska should definitely go look at. So, Husker fans, let me know what you think below. Let me know what other positions Nebraska needs to attack in this offseason. So, once again, Brandon Holmes here, one half of the College Game Time YouTube channel. Have a good night. Peace.